So recently, Love Letter has been cancelled by their developers after 2 months of development. It was supposed to be the successful Yandere simulator we all wanted that Yandere dev couldn't supply us with on time, and the hype was wild. So what went wrong? Well, I'm Krinbits and I'm here to tell you what were the problems, and if you were to make a Yandere game right now, what should you be avoiding in order to succeed? But before we begin, I do want to remind you guys that liking the video actually helps the channel a lot. So if you do leave a like, let me know in the comments and you get a virtual virus-free high five. No virus, none at all. This isn't a trick. I'm serious. But let's get back to the video. I don't want to take too much of your time. So the main issue was the game was cancelled because of the lack of motivation to continue due to the harassment to the volunteer team. This was mainly from how competitive and aggressive the community was beforehand. Now, we can't just stop there as we need to know why the tables have turned for Love Letter. We have to look at why this was happening, who was involved in this case, and are there any recommendations on how to avoid these unfortunate circumstances? Well, first off, the phrase Yandere simulator made in 2 weeks was thrown all over the place. A lot of YouTubers reported on this and it got so much hype. But was it real hype? No. What was done was that some assets were recycled and remade along with a few custom codes. The game was missing a bunch of things Yandere Simulator had, like voice acting, designing, and all those nice fancy stuff. It would have been better if we said core gameplay of Yandere Simulator was remade in 2 weeks. But that's really wordy and the main objective of a phrase is to gather enough attention to build onto it. I'm not saying this is bad, but what I would have done was explain it more at the top of the descriptions of what was actually done, how it was done, and reasons why people should still be hyped. This way you're not leaving the customer questioning about what to believe. Another problem I have identified was that the volunteer team was seen as unorganized to the public eye, which will leave a very bad mark on the team's reputation. This can relate to the volunteers acting out of place publicly. For example, the incident with Calixta. Since our minds are directed more to negative news, no matter what the team says, it won't cover up what is negatively announced. And that is why large teams need a public relationships manager. Someone that will continuously remind a team that they will be representing the product, not themselves. Whatever they say can be used against the whole business. It's also beneficial to form a tight contract with the volunteers to ensure that no information is leaked, or any conversations made within the chat rooms of the team are also not leaked. Think of the volunteer team as a group of animals at the zoo, and the public relationships manager are the cages in the zoo. If there's no cages, you'll have animals everywhere. Humping each other, humping the visitors, humping everywhere, acting as animals. And semen, oh my god, there's gonna be semen everywhere. Semen smoothies, you got it, whatever you want. But with cages, the visitors will always be able to enjoy the product the animals provide. And finally, a large reason why Love Letter was cancelled was because there were serious allegations towards APS about their bad past. Truthfully, in my opinion, I believe no one is pure in this world, especially online. So saying that someone shouldn't be developing a game due to something that happened in the past that could be negatively impactful is a fairy tale statement. But for a business standpoint, if you know about these potential risks, keep yourself anonymous to everyone except a few close friends. Morally, I don't support this statement, but on the business side, whoever is planning their service or product, this is the best option because as you know, you can't stop what happened in the past. Again, I don't support what happened, but truth be told, even with a sincere apology, there will still be backlash from the community. In summary, Love Letter was cancelled due to the harassment and competitive nature of the community. The tables have turned due to the game being too overhyped falsely, no private security, and unfortunate problems unrelated to the game. My recommendations are as follows. Keep the hype train roaring, but be clear to the passengers. Secure a professional agreement with the volunteer team and also try to stay professional within the team. Don't try to compete with other games in a genre. Compare the game to itself and stay in your bounds. And lastly, if you know you have a bad past, don't risk it. Put on a mask. And when that ticking time bomb does explode, be ready to sincerely apologize for what happened, and tell the consumers why they should forgive you. Anyways, that's my spiel of why I think Love Letter was cancelled, and what to watch out for. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.